entrepreneurial motives and characteristics. And you know who an entrepreneur is? That individual who has put everything aside. He doesn't want to work with someone anymore. He has put everything he does with other people aside to take up his own business. So an entrepreneur is an individual. They said entrepreneurs are those who set up businesses, knowing fully that risks are involved. So they've taken up this business. They set up their own business, and they know that it involves risk taking. So an entrepreneur is an individual who takes the risk of setting up a business. I think it's clear. Okay. So not everyone is suited to being an entrepreneur because one, not everybody will be an entrepreneur. There's a difference between being an entrepreneur and being an investor. I think we discussed that before. Yeah, you can be an investor by giving money to other people to do their business or to continue with the business they do. That does not involve any risk because you get back your returns. But here, you're going to put all your savings, all what you worked for, your own personal earnings, your own personal assets, your assets, you put them into it to start up that business. So not everybody has that skill of being an entrepreneur. And when you talk about having the skill of being an entrepreneur, we're talking about the charisma, the characteristics of being an entrepreneur. So because you don't have that characteristic, you wouldn't want to be one. Two, not everybody has that ability to condole, to cope with risk. Some people can, they are not scared about taking a risk. Not everybody will do that. So because you don't have that ability to cope with risk, then you might not just be an entrepreneur. That means being an entrepreneur does not suit you. I think it's clear. So let's look at the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. So before you can be a successful entrepreneur, you need to have these characteristics. One, self-confidence. Successful entrepreneurs are those who believe they can succeed. So you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your ability to carry out that business successfully. So as an entrepreneur, you must have self-confidence. So you must be self-confident. And being self-confident means that you believe that whatever you lay your hands on will be a success. So that's the first characteristic you have to have. That's one of the features you need to have as an entrepreneur. Self-confidence. Believing that whatever you do is going to be a success. Two, self-determination. So there are those who believe they can control events going around them. They can turn down events. So whenever things are not going their way, there are those that believe that they can make decisions to get it to suit what the business is, to suit the business objective. So those that believe they can control things around them, that they have the ability to control things, that things can always be under control, they are entrepreneurs. So for you to be a successful entrepreneur, you must be able to control things. Is it clear? The third one, being a self-starter. They are the ones who can work independently and can take decisions. So as an entrepreneur, you must be able to stand out, stand alone, take decisions without being scared, without relying on people to help you take decisions. So that's what we mean by being a self-starter. You are able to take decisions. You are able to stay fair to whatever decisions you need to take. You don't rely on people before you take your decision. So if you can do that, then you are fit to be an entrepreneur. I think it's clear. The fourth one, judgment. There are those who take advice and gather information. They know what they want to achieve and where they are in terms of their objectives towards the future. So you as an entrepreneur, for you to be a successful entrepreneur, you must have measured, or you must have a target of where you want to reach in the future. And you must be able to gather information. You must seek information, you must seek advice. Not that you don't get advice from people, but what we're talking about being a self-starter is you don't rely on people before you take your decision. Not that you cannot take advice from people. That's why we say being judgmental again. So you gather information, you seek advice from people, but you should know what your goals are, where you want to reach towards the future, what your objectives are in the future. So you'll be able to judge yourself now where you are right now and where you're about to go. So that makes you a successful entrepreneur. The fifth one, commitment. There are those who can spend longer hours at their workplace and focus more on getting to the goal than think about the stress. Being an entrepreneur is stressful. Even thinking about the risk involved is a stress. Not to talk about how you want to become one of the successful ones, or how you want to be able to cope in that competitive market. So it is difficult being an entrepreneur. So the risk, thinking about the risk is even a stress on its own. Not to talk about the operations of the business, not to talk about your competitors, not to talk about meeting the needs and wants of your customers. So there are different stress attached to being an entrepreneur. So if you are able to overcome this stress, that is what we mean by being committed. So you forget about the stress, you focus on getting to the goal, reaching the objective. That means you are committed. Is it clear? Then we go on to perseverance. Perseverance is more almost like commitment, but they are not the same. For perseverance, there are those who can endure the hard time as things cannot always go positively for their business or for the business. The difference between commitment and perseverance is this. In commitment deals with about the stress, which is mostly the human factor. But perseverance is a result that could be as a result of external factors. You understand? You cannot always make profits. So whenever you don't make profits, it doesn't mean you close your shop. It doesn't mean you stop doing the business. It only tells you that, oh, I have made some mistakes here. I will get better. And I will learn from these things and move forward. So moving forward is having perseverance. You can endure. So you can endure those hard times. So when you are able to endure those hard times, then you are an entrepreneur. Do you get it? So that's why I wrote, there are those who can endure the hard times. As things cannot always go positively for the business. There are going to be the time where things are not going well. At that time, you don't stop the business. At that time, you push more, you put more effort. That is when when we're talking about perseverance. I think it's better. And the last one, initiative. There are those who don't allow events to overwhelm them. They are able to change and be proactive. Being proactive means you are taking action before they tell you about taking that action. You are there, you are always in front. So you don't wait for people, you don't wait to react, you act. So you don't wait for people's action before you react. You act because of your own initiative. You initiate things. You see things, you see the end from the beginning. Do you understand the big initiative here? So you don't wait for things to come to you. You go meet things. That is what we mean by having initiative. So your initiative must work every now and then. Is it clear? So these are the characteristics you need to possess. These are the features you need to possess before we can classify you or say you are a successful entrepreneur. I think it's clear about entrepreneurs and the characteristics they need to have to become a successful one. So now, what are the skills required, and what are the skills needed by entrepreneurs? Because for you to be an entrepreneur, you need the charisma and you need the skills. So having the characters, having the charisma without the skills, you cannot still be successful. So that is important for you. That is why it is important for an entrepreneur to have certain skills. So those skills are what you use in running your business. Is it clear? Physically now. So one of the skills is about organizing. So I wrote, entrepreneurs must be able to manage the running of their business in terms of planning, scheduling, structuring, meeting deadlines, and resolving conflicts, firefighting. So what are we saying here? Now that you have your business, you must be able to structure your business. You must be able to plan for your business because it's your business. You must be able to resolve problems. Whatever problems that might occur in the business, you must be able to solve them. This is part of organizing. So you have to plan for your business, you have to structure your business, you have to schedule your business. So you have to put the right people at the right position. That is structuring. Is it clear? 2, financial management. This is a crucial aspect of a business, as if not taken care of, the business might fail. The financial aspect is more important because this is where your cash flow comes in. You spend and you receive. So, entrepreneurs must be able to manage the cash flow of the business and ensure money is always available when needed. So, as an entrepreneur, you must be able to manage your finance. And what is finance? The disbursement of cash from the surplus unit to the deficit unit. So, it means in and outflow of the money that comes to you, the revenue and your expenses. You must be able to manage them both. If not, your business might run out of cash. And when your business runs out of cash, then there's a problem. The problem is looming. Do you understand? So as an entrepreneur, you must be able to manage your finance. And managing your finance involves what? Being able to understand your cash flow analysis, your cash inflow and your cash outflow. Being able to manage them, it's important. I think it's clear. The third one, communication. Entrepreneur needs to interact with a wide range of different stakeholders. You know who the stakeholders are? Their employers, their customers, investors, the community, government, banks. So it means that as an entrepreneur, you must develop a skill. That means you must develop face-to-face skill, communication skill, to be able to deal with people directly. Because you have to deal with these people, you have to talk to them. You have to pass information across to them. Because what is communication? The passing of information, the encoding and decoding of information. So information has to reach your stakeholders. And if you don't have that communication skills, then it might be difficult for you to pass this information across. And even if you are passing the information, they might not have the confidence or trust towards you because you are not confidently speaking to them. Do you understand? So that's why I wrote, entrepreneurs may need to interact with a wide range of different stakeholders, which means they must develop a face-to-face communication skill to deal directly with people. So you have to deal with a lot of people, different kind of people. And without communication skills, you might not be able to do that. So as an entrepreneur, you must be confident. One of the characteristics we talked about. So what do you need this confidence for? To be able to speak with people confidently. Tell them that these things are going to be done. Let them have that trust in you. Let them have that trust in your ability to carry out that function successfully. To carry out what they needed from you successfully. Managing people, this is one of the difficult tasks to perform. So look at what I wrote here. I said people are the most difficult resources to deal with. As entrepreneurs must understand how to motivate their staffs, as this could become easy if their needs are met. So yes, to deal with people it's very, very difficult. But most of the time, when you are able to meet the needs of your staffs, the needs of your employees, then they might become easy. It might become easy for you. They become easy to motivate. It's only when they are not happy. When you promise them this and you are not able to get this. So when you promise them that you're going to do this and you're not going to do, and you didn't do it, then they become demotivated. Then they become difficult to monitor, difficult to manage. So it is important for entrepreneurs to always try to motivate their workers, their staffs, their employees by meeting their needs. So what you can't do, let them know you can't do it. Don't promise them and you don't fulfill it. Do you understand? Do you understand, please? So, if their needs are met, also they must recruit the right people in the first place and then show clear leadership and direction. Entrepreneurs must also recruit the right people for the right position. Afterwards, let them understand that you know what you are doing as a leader. Put them through. Show them what they have to get done. Give them the target they have to meet. Do you understand? You recruit them, but you don't help them to do their job. You recruit them, allow them to do their job, trust them to carry out that function, trust them to carry out that operation by you showing leadership. Do you understand? Because a leader is someone who tells you what to do, guide you on how to do it to achieve the goal. You need to recruit the right people as an entrepreneur. And now that you've recruited them, having recruited them, allow them to do the job. Show leadership and direction. Not doing the job for them. Not being there. You have to trust them that they can get it done. Do you understand? That is when you are showing leadership quality. And leadership quality means you are directing them. Is it clear? So as an entrepreneur, you must be able to decision making. So for entrepreneur, I said, running a business involves taking a lot of decisions. This means entrepreneur must be able to process, analyze, and evaluate information. As an entrepreneur, you need to take decisions. And for you to take decisions, you have to listen to you need to get information from a lot of people. So when you get this information, you don't just work on that information, you think about it, you analyze it. Do you understand? Then when you are able to analyze it, then you evaluate how important these informations are. What is going to happen? What are the consequences of this information that I've gotten? Then you take your decision. But definitely you have to take decision as an entrepreneur. You must take decision. But before you take this decision will come as a result of the information you've gathered. So when you gather this information, what you have to do as an entrepreneur? You process, you analyze, and you evaluate. Is it clear? The sixth one, negotiating. They need to be able to get their points across in a calm and confident manner. Develop arguments with reasoning. Know when to compromise and try to arrive at a settlement which is agreeable to both. So as an entrepreneur, you have to negotiate with people, with your staffs, with your customers, with your clients, with the government, with the bank, with your lenders. You need to negotiate with a lot of people. But when you do this, what do you have to do as an entrepreneur? You must understand when to give information. You must understand. You must be confident telling them you must be confidently giving them the message you are passing across. And whenever it is important for you to stand firm on your decision, you stand firm. When it is time for you to compromise, you also compromise. So it is not always going to be like everything on your own side. Sometimes you have to compromise. Sometimes you have to reach agreement between the both parties. So as an entrepreneur, when you are negotiating, you should know the time you have to stay firm on that decision. You should know the time to compromise. And you should know how to settle things in an agreeable pattern or way that will be beneficial to both parties. Do you understand? You must be able to stand firm, you must be able to compromise, and you must also be able to negotiate on a term that is both agreeable for the two parties involved. Is it clear? So that's about negotiation. As an entrepreneur, you have to negotiate. Whenever you are negotiating, there will be an argument. So develop your own argument with reasoning. Bring up the case. Argue. It is important. Yeah, it's important for you to argue. But when you are arguing, come up with some reasoning. Be calm and confident about what you are saying. Let them understand your point of view. Understand their own point of view too. And when you think you are both on the same ground, or you think you are still far away and it might mar your organization, or it might mar your operation or dealing, then you compromise. So you as an entrepreneur, you must know when to stand firm on your decision, to know when to compromise, and to know when you have to both reach an agreeable situation that will be beneficial to both parties. I think it's clear. Lastly, IT skills. They will be able to do their business effectively if they have good IT skills. As an entrepreneur, you must be able to work with technology because it is important. This allows you to do a lot of things. So look at what I wrote there about IT skills. I said, as an entrepreneur, they will be able to do their business effectively if they have good IT skills, as this could help them develop websites, spreadsheets, social media for attracting audience, and many more tech-needed services to make the business become competitive. So, as an entrepreneur, when you are able to work with technology, it allows your work to go faster, more productive, more effective. Whatever you need to do, because the world is in a technological form. So when you have the IT skills, then it becomes easier for you, and it might make you to have competitive advantage over your competitors. Do you understand? So as an entrepreneur, you must have these skills: IT skills, decision-making skills, communication skills, organizing skills, financial management skills. They are all important, because if you don't have these things, you might not be able to run your business successfully. Is it clear? Do you have any questions about it?